There we go. Here we go. Let's get people in here now. Perfect. If you guys can hear me, can you put a 1 in the chat just so I know? I want to make sure. I mean, I've got an amazing connection right now. Nothing's going slow on my end, so hopefully it's good. So I know. It sounds like the microphone's not too loud, not too quiet, which should boast well for this. So, I already put out videos throughout the week, and I did something new this week, so we will go over that. And if you guys have questions about it, definitely let me know. Stardom Situm questions. I posted this on Reddit about an hour ago or so. And I mean, it's got like 45 comments, so Stardom Situm are there for sure. Every single week I'm going to do that. It looks like maybe Sunday morning is the best time to post it, but I'm going to go through everything on the website. So if you haven't been to the website, go to fantasyteamadvisors.com. You can go check that out. Any views do help, obviously, so I know that you guys like to see certain things. So we're going to go over pretty much everything I put out during the week. And we're even going to build a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup. So my plan is every Sunday to go live at 10 a.m. if possible. In 2 weeks, I will be out of town because we're going to a wedding, so I won't be able to do it then. But I should be able to next week, and then maybe I can go live a different day instead of that Sunday. So before we get started, I do want to thank everyone for being here. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, please like this video. But I put out a lot of content, and it's just me by myself, so hopefully you guys find it very helpful. We do a lot of free content, but obviously we have a FTA Plus, and kind of what I want to show you real quick is what it is. So currently you can get a 5-day pass for $9.99. A month is $34.99. A year is $3.99. I have 2 promos going right now. If you want to get a full year, that's every single sport we do. Currently we do NFL, NBA, MLB, MMA, and PGA. So 5 sports, that's for 1 year. Well, except for we're not going to do the NBA anymore because there's only going to be 1 game. One game for the finals. But for a year pass, if you use promo code YEARPASS99, YEARPASS99, you're going to get $300 off that year pass. You can get it for $99. That's for a full year. That includes fantasy advice, optimal lineups, cheat sheets, matchup tool. It involves a lot of information for a year. Or right now, if you want to check it out for a month, if anyone saw my video yesterday, I have a 7-month-old daughter, and she finally said her first word Friday night, and it was Dada, and that was over the moon with that one. I'm offering half off. Half off for a month. If you would like to get on that, all you have to do is go month pass, hit join FTA Plus. When it comes down here, go to the month pass. You can hit sign up. $34.99 is the normal thing, but if you use the promo code first word, all one word, all capital letters, first word, you're going to get half off for a month. So that is because I felt like it was awesome to have my 7-month-old say that. So, and as I hear her crying upstairs. So let's get started. I put a lot of information out. This article was put out on Thursday or Friday. Well, Friday. Didn't really like very many plays on Thursday night slate. If you play DFS, let me know if you play the Dolphins defense. A lot of people, I think like the big tournament, it was only like 3% owned or something like that. They've been bad. They showed up on Thursday night. Those are things that can happen. So the plan for this video, answer your questions, your stardom, sit-em questions. Get those in down below. So in the chat, if you have stardom, sit-em questions for your season long, put those below. If you're trying to build a lineup with your FanDuel or DraftKings, let me know. Say question for FanDuel, question for DraftKings, whatever it is. Put that in the chat as well, and I will try to answer those throughout while we're doing this. So I'm going to go over this video, which this article. I put a video out yesterday. So make sure if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the bell notification so you guys know when we go live or when we post videos. So we'll go over this. We'll go over the matchup tool and something new this week that we didn't do, but we did last year, and we're going to continue it because it's taken off. Ranking. So this can be used for your season long. It's more specifically for DFS because of like the pricing and kind of the point per dollar is how it's kind of built out. But we'll go over QB rankings, running back, wide receiver, tight end. We'll go over defense, but with DFS at any given time, the defense can, unless they have an amazing game where they have pick sixes or fumble recoveries or stuff like that, most defenses are going to get you like 6 to 8 on average. Yeah, you're going to find that 1-2 defense. You might get lucky. You might find it that have a big week, but those are there. We'll look at that. And like I said, if there are no questions, we will build a DraftKings and FanDuel GPP lineup. Now, if you haven't already, we do suggest looking at like sports betting lines. The over-unders are huge. It's what you want to see, and we'll go over that as well. So if you guys do have questions, put them in the chat, but we will go over some of the plays that I put in the video yesterday, and I'll actually give out some news. Let's just go with the news first to see who's hurt, who's in, matchups, and stuff like that. So these are wide receiver matchups that are pretty good based on who's covering them, and we can go from there. So absolutely love the Dallas wide receivers. So Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb. I think if I were to rank them in order, it'd be Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. The Seattle's secondary, it's been very lackadaisical. The corners, they're getting beat on the outside, and this has a shootout match. Like, you'll see, the over-under is ridiculous, and I don't think it'll disappoint. So it's kind of like the over-under with Atlanta and Dallas last week, where I thought, to start the game off, it was very slow. Atlanta was up big. That's why you stack games. We had exposure to both Atlanta side and Dallas side. Atlanta went up, got those points we needed. Dallas was down. Then they came back 40 points to win the game. There was a lot of points to go forward. Zeke, Dak, Lamb, a lot of points went out. So Schultz is a big one. So if you're not stacking games, you're just basically losing money. So that being said, other wide receivers that I like, Allen Robinson, you've got Mooney and Miller for Chicago. Robinson's the number one there, so I've got a lot of exposure to Robinson in DFS. With Seattle, Metcalf, Lockett, love those two, interchangeable there. Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, I love Mike Evans. Arizona, Hopkins, he has a ton of targets, crazy ton of targets. With Tennessee, I do like, with A.J. Brown being out, Corey Davis, Adam Humphries, and we've gone over that. Indy, T.Y. Hilton, Pittman, those two, but Phillip Rivers is Phillip Rivers. So wide receiver tough matchups here. A lot of people are looking on like Stephon Diggs. I think John Brown or Cole Beasley could outproduce, because Jalen Ramsey is going to be shadowing Diggs, and that's just something that I'm kind of shying away from there. Carolina, DJ Moore could be in trouble. Curtis Samuel could be in trouble. I don't think I have any exposure to Carolina's wide receivers today, or any exposure to that game at all on that side. I don't believe. AJ Green just hasn't looked the same, so I'm avoiding him. Kenny Galladay, he is in, but he is, is he 100%? I don't know, so that's something to look at. Robert Woods, I do like Robert Woods. Jerry Jeudy, he might be hurt, just kind of pay attention there. But I think a sleeper today might be Pittman. He's a cheaper option, and he could come through. So we're going to skim over this article because this article is out. So if you want to look at the write-ups, definitely go to fantasyteamadvisors.com, hit on NFL, and it is there. But QBs here, Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott are elite. I do like Kyler Murray as well, obviously. You want a value pick here, Justin Herbert making his second start. GPP-wise, I don't mind. Cash-wise, I'm not looking at him. Other QBs I'm looking at, Trubisky, Rodgers, Kyler Murray, like I said, and Ryan Tannehill. There are other options out there, but I think the three main ones you're going to have to look at this week, Dak, Russ, and Kyler Murray are going to be the most heavily owned ones. Looking at running backs, Austin Eckler, it really just depends. Panthers do give up a ton of fantasy points to the running backs, but Eckler's going to lose some touches to Josh Kelly. I do like Josh Kelly here. Kenyon Drake I do like. Only problem, Murray takes some running away from him, so if he can get involved in the passing game here, could be fantastic. Value, Miles Sanders. He's basically that lock and loaded free square on both FanDuel and DraftKings this week. I think you're going to have Miles Sanders in almost every single one of your lineups. I do like that. I mean, last week, 20 rushes for 95 yards and a touchdown. I'm looking at Miles Sanders in most lineups. Other running backs, Carson, Kelly, Gordon, and James Conner. Moving to elite for wide receivers, Amari Cooper, like I said, you want to get exposure to this game. It's going to be a shootout. DeAndre Hopkins, absolutely love DeAndre Hopkins there. Value, Corey Davis, like I said. I think Corey Davis is a value in cash. If you want to go GPPs, you want to dig a little deeper, you're trying to win that $1 million, look at Adam Humphries there. Other wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Adam Humphries, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Darius Slayton, Julian Edelman there as well. Elite tight ends, Travis Kelce any given time, but he's on the Monday night slate, so that is something to look at. Tyler Higbee came through last week. I think you could again. Some value here. Drew Sample at the Eagles. Uzama went out with an ACL last week. Sample caught 7 of 9 for 45 yards. It's a tournament GPP option, but Sample could be he's super cheap. Super, super cheap. Other tight ends I like this week, Mark Andrews, Jared Cook, Noah Fant. I do love Noah Fant. TJ Hawkinson. If, in fact, the Lions are down, which they should be. They could go up, but Hawkinson should be involved in the passing game pretty well, especially if Galladay is only in there. If he's not 100% and he's only in there to be a decoy, Hawkinson could have another good game. He's had some pretty good games. Jonnu Smith there, and Jordan Reed is cheap. I like him a little bit better on DraftKings. Jordan, with Kittle being out, the only problem is Jordan Reed is injury prone, but you can't build your lineups with someone who might be injury prone. But say you use Jordan Reed because of my advice today, and he goes out on the first route, knock on wood, but he goes out and pulls a hamstring, or he loves to get a concussion. So say he gets a concussion and he's out. Don't come and be like, he was a terrible pick, you're a piece of shit, why'd you say that? Terrible advice. He is injury prone, yes, but we used him last week, and he came through immensely for his price. It's a little bit up there. It still isn't priced up on DK like it should be, but then you've got Kendrick Bourne. You've got Nick Mullins out there, so Garoppolo is out. Their running backs are pretty much all out. There's not a ton to throw to. You got Sanu. You've got Kendrick Bourne. You might have 4th and 5th string wide receivers out there, but Jordan Reed showed why he's, still in the league. So Jordan Reed could be an option. Just kind of pay attention there. I'm a little bit skeptical for cash, but Jordan Reed and GPP, I don't mind. So that is, those are the picks for there. If you have any questions, put those questions in the chat. If you guys can hear me, will you just throw a 1 in the chat so I know you guys can hear me? Just to make sure. But if you guys are here, if we could get some more likes on the video, that would be awesome as well. I do plan on going live every single Sunday that I can. I will let you know. Make sure you follow us on all social media. If you go to Fantasy Team Advisors and you click on any of these social medias here, you can follow it, and we'll keep you up to date when we will go live and stuff like that. So just looking at the quarterback rankings, if you haven't checked these articles out, I do highly suggest you check the articles out. I'll throw it in there so you guys can, in the chat, so you guys can follow along while we go. But these are based on DFS pricing. You might not agree, but let me know. So these are the plays here, top tier options, 1 through 10. Wilson, Mahomes, Jackson, Prescott, Murray, Watson, Newton, Rodgers, Allen, and Matt Ryan. And it's just basically, you can see on the charts, last 5. So these are part of our cheat sheet. It just doesn't have the value and the projected fantasy points. So on our cheat sheet, we have the value, projected fantasy points for FanDuel and DraftKings. So you can see a little bit difference. Obviously, the scoring is a little bit different, so the fantasy points might be a little bit different. But those are the points right there. If you go to mid-tier options, 11 through 22, Tannehill, Breeze. Breeze has looked not good. But this is the Sunday Night Football game. Should be hopefully a shootout. I'm super excited to sit and watch this tonight. You got Goff, Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger can't get sacked a ton. Houston defense for GBPs, I don't mind the Houston defense. They're super cheap, almost minimum price. Roethlisberger's good. We know that. He's got the running backs and the wide receivers working for him. But Houston's defense for GBP-wise, I don't mind. You got to get a little bit more creative in tournaments. So then we got Stafford, Trubisky, Rivers. Wentz has looked bad. Tom Brady. I only have Brady here because he's going into Denver with the altitude, so kind of pay attention there. Cousins, Bridgewater, Daniel Jones, just because of how decimated they are. And then low-tier options, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Dwayne Haskins, Nick Mullins, Driscoll, Carr, and Sam Darnold for your rankings for lower tier options for quarterbacks. So we're going to move to the running back position. So I'll put that in the chat as well. Again, guys, if you go to these articles, look at them. The more views it gets, the more I know you guys want to see them. I know that. And that makes me feel great that I spend the amount of hours I spend each week working on this stuff for you guys, the views are helpful. I know you guys want to see that. So looking at the running backs, 1 through 20 here. I don't want to go through all of them because there are so many. I think we have how many ranked? We have 79 running backs ranked for week 4. So kind of, you can look at it. If you have questions, let me know. But you can find them there. I got Zeke for number 1. Even if they get down or up, if they're up, he runs the ball. If they're down, he still runs the ball, but he's involved in the passing game as well. We saw that last week. They were down a ton before halftime, and they came through. So I'm looking at that, and I'm not scared to use Zeke in any format. Cash, GBP, I love that. Miles Sanders there, again, I feel like he's a free square. Be looking at him there. Moving down the list, you can see the top tiers. Number 20, David Montgomery. As long as he can stay healthy, he is involved a lot as well. Mid-tier options you got from Jerick McKinnon down to Alex Madison, and your low-tier options, Kerryon Johnson, all the way down to Kalen Ballage. So if you want, click the link there in the chat. That is for or you can go to fantasyteamadvisors.com, click the NFL tab, you'll see the rankings there. Moving to wide receivers, absolutely love DeAndre Hopkins. The over-under of 55. Number 2, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf there with over-unders of 57. You're going to want to get exposure to that Seattle-Dallas game. Hopefully it's 55 to 54 to end the game. So looking at that, I love just everything to do with that. Calvin Ridley, if Julio's still questionable, I haven't seen any news that he's out yet. But again, I don't feel like he's going to contribute. He's got the hamstring or the calf or whatever it is. He could go out there as a decoy. That is something you got to think about as well. Could be a decoy. So number 5, Adam Thielen is there, rounding out top 5. It goes down to Marvin Jones. Then mid-tier ranks 24 through 49. Marquise Brown at 24. Anthony Miller at 49. Low-tier options, number 50, Traquan Smith, all the way down to number 80, Deontay Harris. So if you want to see all of them, click the links in the chat. You can check out the wide receiver rankings. Same thing with tight ends. Here come the tight ends in the chat. Go check it out. But your top tier, Travis Kelce, number 16, Jordan Reed. He's top tier, Jordan Reed is, because he is super cheap. Love Jordan Reed's price here. Going up against the Giants. A low over-under, but again, San Francisco doesn't have a ton of options to throw to, so Jordan Reed could come through again. Number 17 is Dalton Schultz. I love this here. I love Dalton Schultz here, especially GPPs. And then low tier. So we have 50 tight ends ranked. Click on the link and you can find it. So, brings us to our defense, which I'll put the defense in the chat there. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, defense-wise, unless you are able to luckily pull out that 1 or 2 defenses that have a ton of either fumbles or sacks or pick sixes or just interceptions, most defenses are going to get you 6 to 8 fantasy points on average any week. You got to get a little creative if you're playing GPPs. You got to get a little bit more sturdy if you're playing cash. So the top defense, the Colts, all the way down to the Cowboys, just based on the over-unders. I'm scared with that. Bucks going into Denver just because Denver's thrown out a Jeff Driscoll there. Chargers against Carolina. Eagles are the ones that are a little bit... I'm a little concerned on that. The Eagles have just not been good this year. I could see Joe Burrow and the Bengals upsetting them, but the Eagles could have a good game. So 49ers against Daniel Jones, because sometimes he doesn't make the best decisions throwing it, and probably going to have to throw it a lot in this game. So there are the defenses in the chat all the way there. Okay, so Julio Jones is out now. The news just broke. Julio Jones is out. So that gives a bump to Ridley. That gives a bump to Russell Gage as well. I think Ridley is more cash. Russell Gage is GBP-wise. So those are your rankings. For anyone who wasn't here at the beginning, we do offer a lot of free content, but we do have these passes as well. If you guys sign up for a year, if you hit FTA Plus, use promo code, or you sign up for a month, use promo code First Word. First Word, all one word, all capital letters. First Word, because my daughter just said her first word on Friday. I am looking at, that was amazing. That was amazing for my daughter's first word to be, at 7 months, to be Dada. First Word is your promo code. We'll give you half off a month, so you can get a month for half off. Or if you do the year pass, use the promo code YearPass99. You're going to get $300 off for a year. That's every sport. That's not just football. A year. So $399, get it for $99. So there we go. So we got our matchup tool. I do have a question in the chat. Have 3 slot wide receivers. Are slot positions have 3? Can you ask that, reword that for me? I'm not understanding what the question is, or is that a statement? Not sure what that question is. If you guys are watching and you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to be subscribed to this channel. Do it for your country, whatever country that is. So our matchup tool is free as well. You can find it here in the chat. I just threw it down there. Looking at this, so it's sorted by fantasy points allowed per defense. So at the top, Mitch Trubisky should be in store for a good game according to the stats. Again, it's only 2 weeks, so anything can happen. Seahawks are number 2, giving up 30.2. You look at Dak Prescott there. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Gardner Minshew did not look good at all on Thursday. These are not our rankings. These are just the matchup tool. Running backs there. Eckler and Kelly, number 1, number 2. In first 2 games, Panthers have given up 41.2 fantasy points, so that's a ton. So that is something to pay attention to. Sanders against the Bengals, who give up second most. Sanders, for his price on both FanDuel and DraftKings, phenomenal. Love that price there. Then Patriots, Sony Michel. The only problem is, I mean, look, 56 yards for Michel. Burkhead's got 34. They just don't run the ball a lot. So GPP-wise, you could look at that. James White is out now. His parents were in a car accident last Sunday. His father passed away, so he is out. So that's really Michel and Burkhead. But, I mean, we saw, Sunday night? Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday night that Cam just doesn't like to throw it as much. So I probably would be fading that, the running back situation in New England. Wide receivers here, the top one according to the matchup, Cowboys, because the Seahawks, like I said, the secondary's given up 55 fantasy points to the wide receiver position. That being said, Amari Cooper I love, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, love it there. Vikings are giving up the second most. Corey Davis, Adam Humphries, love it there. Dolphins, no. Dolphins. So this is what I'm saying. Dolphins, for the first 2 weeks, gave up an average of 40.4. They shut things down on Thursday night. Falcons give up the 4th most, so that's Bears. You're looking at Allen Robinson, I think, is cash. Anthony Miller and Darnell Mooney are GPP-wise. Mooney's 6 for 6 with 74 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Miller's 4 for 9, 76 yards and a touchdown as well. So that is something I'm looking at. This matchup tool is a free tool. It comes in handy. It's out about every... I try to get it out on Tuesdays, but it could be Wednesdays. And this past week, we put out a video for First Look. I believe it was on Tuesday. So yeah, looking at that. Questions? Any questions, put those in the chat, guys. Start them, sit them. If you have questions for DFS, who you should play, who you shouldn't, put those down below and say if it's FanDuel or DraftKings, so I know and I can answer them for you. So these are players that are currently already out or in or out list as of 2 minutes ago. Out, Julio Jones, John Ross, and Duke Johnson. Active this week, Kenny Stills, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Steven Sims, and Bryce Love is out. So Washington running back Bryce Love is out. Now that is obviously offensive. Other ones that are already out, Zach Moss, Dawson Knox, Cam Akers, Henry Ruggs, James White, Alshon Jeffrey, Jalen Reagor, Jimmy Garoppolo, Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, George Kittle, A.J. Brown, Christian Kirk, Drew Lock, Tyrod Taylor, Jamison Crowder, Brashad Perryman, and Justin Watson. So Devontae Freeman is active. Will he play a role this week? I don't know. It depends on Mr. X. Who are the slot wide receivers? Let me know who the slot wide receivers are. I can let you know. It just depends. It depends on who they are, what game it's part of. So let me know who they are. So if you guys have stardom sit 'em questions, let me know. Edelman, Cup, and Lockett. I do like that. Edelman, if you look here for wide receivers, where's it at? Where are the Patriots? Where are the Patriots? Are they further down the list? Am I overlooking it? I know it's on this list. Oh, here it is. So the Raiders give up an average of 28 fantasy points to the wide receiver position for the first 2 weeks. Edelman has 18 targets with 13 catches and 236 yards. N'Keal Harry, same thing for 111 yards. Demir Boyd, I don't trust. Or Bird, I don't trust Bird. So Edelman, I love Edelman there. He is the number one option. So looking at that, I do like that. Slot guys normally are. It just depends on the matchup. Like Amari Cooper is an outside guy, and the Seahawks secondary outside have been giving up a ton of fantasy points. So I do like. I like Edelman, Cup, and Lockett this week. Don't sleep on Rudolph, the red zone reindeer. Rudolph, I mean, I don't have any exposure to him. It depends on how trash Kirk Cousins is this week, which you never know. What's up, Cody? What's up, Ted, Mr. X? So again, guys, any questions, get those below. I'm going to go get some water real quick because I am getting parched. So I will be right back. So if you guys have questions, let me know down below. Make sure, if you haven't already checked out the articles, go to fantasyteamadvisors.com. Click the NFL tab, look at all the articles. I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back to answer some questions. Get those questions down there. Ask away. I'll be right back. All right, guys, what is up? Okay, so When playing for the million, how many chalk plays to run? It depends, Cody. It's really hard to say. To get crazy, you have to find those picks. Like last week, the Jordan Reed pick. Honestly, I think you're going to have one of the three main quarterbacks this week, which lining up right now, it's Dak, Russ, and Kyler Murray. And to win, you need to stack some. So if you're looking at Dak, you're looking at Zeke or Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, Schultz. I love Schultz. I think he's sneakier. And then with Russ, you got DK. David Moore is one that could, sneak into the end zone or, 5 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. Metcalf, Moore is there. You got Carson. It depends on who the tight end there. Just depends. With Kyler, you're looking at DeAndre Hopkins, Kenyon Drake, or maybe Chase Edmonds sneaks in and vultures a touchdown or something like that. Honestly, don't worry about ownership. Yeah, it just depends on with ownership. You're going to find most of the time the millionaire winner ownership, they find those picks. And again, with the million, they're playing 150 lineups or whatever the max is. So you have to realize GVPs in the long run aren't where you're going to make your money. Your cash lineups are. Your 50-50s, your 100-man, stuff like that. So ownership, I don't have ownership percentages right now. I can look to see if I can get that possibly starting next week. It just depends. It just depends on that situation. So, there's been a bunch of stardom sit-em questions, so this might help. If you guys don't have any other stardom sit-em questions, we can look at the cash line should be good to go, yes. Again, if you guys have questions, you can always hit us up on Twitter at advisors_team. I didn't expect... Sorry, answering question. I didn't expect the Reddit post to go huge. 50-50 the best, right? Yeah, 50-50s are the easiest. Half the field gets their money. 100-man ones are okay, but it's a little bit worse odds. People love in the triple ups, quadruple ups, or quintuple. If they've got those, I haven't seen those in a while, but those odds are terrible. Head-to-heads aren't good either. But yeah, so 50-50s are basically the place to go. So, let's just build a lineup on FanDuel and DraftKings. Do you guys want to do FanDuel first or DraftKings first? Because I'm going to jump off here at 11. Since we don't have a ton of questions, I'm going to jump off here and build. So if you guys haven't already tried drafters.com, it's super fun, it's super easy, and FanDuel and DraftKings, or FanDuel at least, has copied them with snake drafts. But Drafters has been super fun. If you guys sign up here, you refer, you get $10. So what you get is 50% of whatever your matchup, whatever you deposit for Drafters. So we both get free money if you guys sign up. So I'm going to throw that in there. If you haven't already, we won a GPP last year or 2 years ago for $1,800. Super easy. The Sharks aren't over there yet. What's up, Gary? Haven't seen you in a while. So, I mean, Cody and Gary have been with us for like ever that I can remember. Mr. X, if Ted Nugent, if you guys aren't already subscribers of the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for sure. So FanDuel. So let's just look at this. I cashed out all my money except for like $50 that I'm playing around with this week. So this is for the million. You see 500. Let's see if it goes up or not. Doing good, Gary. The baby slept for like 13 hours last night, so I was able to sleep as well. So just kind of looking at this main slate, you can see this, but you want to target the game. I'm targeting these two games because the over-unders are absolutely crazy. They're massive over-unders that I want to take advantage of. So that just brings me to... Nope. Okay. So, QB situation with Wilson or Dak. So, I mean, there's only 200 off, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm looking at Dak here. I want both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. So, if Seattle goes up big, Dak is going to throw the ball a lot. So, that brings me to who do I want for his wide receiver? So, I'm looking at Amari Cooper here. I love Amari Cooper this week. I'm looking at Schultz as well. Now, this is a millionaire GPP-wise, so this is where you got to get a little bit crazy. Where's Schultz? There he is. He's 4,900. I mean, he's had a ton of targets, so I'm looking at there. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. So go on the flip side of that. I'm looking to get both sides of the ball, like I said. Where's Metcalf? So I'm looking at Metcalf. And if you can hear the washer in the background, I apologize. It's super loud. Super, super loud. Just kind of looking. I do like some John Brown this week because I think Stephon Diggs is going to be playing from behind. So let's get Zeke in there. So then what do we have to work with? 5,900 per... Well, you can go to defense, and that's going to change. You want to get crazy with the defense, specifically like here. You go super cheap options. They're not as cheap as I... Wait, where are they at? Kind of looking at Houston. I mean, you got to get crazy here. That's the thing. You have to get crazy. I mean, it's cheap because Roethlisberger can get sacked. So I'm just going cheap here. Now, again, guys, you do not have to follow this exactly like you see it. Do not feel like that's what you need to do. I like going back to the well with Henry because he was high-priced and he had a dud last week. So I do like that. So then our flex is 5,900, which isn't bad for a flex option. So let's look at this. Who do we want? Do we want a running back because you know they're going to run it? I mean, you've got so many options here. I mean, you could do Michael Gallup. You could be part of that Cowboys there. Or can we? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't think you can do. Can you do 5? But we don't know what Gallup's going to do. But that brings me to Josh Kelly. For GBP, I don't mind Josh Kelly. He's not the number one guy. Depth chart wise, he's not. But I mean, back-to-back 12 games. So I'm looking at that. So just a GPP here. I got to write this down. But I don't mind this at all. I don't mind the GPP. So and you guys can feel like you can change it, you can keep it the same. Go for it. So you got Prescott, your GP or your running backs are Zeke. I love Derrick Henry. You got Cooper. And you can interchange Cooper with Gallup or CeeDee Lamb. I don't mind. Don't feel like you have to run this exactly like you see it. DK Metcalf. Love Dalton Schultz. Josh Kelly. And Texans defense. So, there you go, guys. That is the millionaire lineup. Don't steal it from me. Don't steal it at all. So, we can do one for DraftKings real quick. So, on the other spectrum, I mean, they're only 100 off. I'm still looking at this. So, it's either Wilson, Prescott, or Murray. Now, you save some money here, only $400 or $500 if you go Murray. So looking at that, let's get some Wilson in there, and then wide receivers. Got to go Metcalf there. Tight end wise, just depends on who you're going with. How much is Schultz here? I mean, Schultz is 4,500. I like that. Hot take, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota, 2 touchdowns. Let's take it at 4,200 on Minnesota. Let's take it. I'll go with you on that one. See if I win the monies. So looking at running backs here, let's get Chris Carson there involved. Sanders is almost a lock for any of them. So defense, just look at the bottom. I mean, Texans at what, 2,100? I'm going to take those, that free. I mean, we can get a 6,200 wide receiver. We can get a 6,200 flex, or we can even change it there. So just kind of looking at this, let's go CeeDee Lamb for our wide receiver, and then our flex is 7,000. So on DraftKings, I mean, Diggs, I think he's going to be. Let's go Jonathan Taylor. I love a flex that's a running back. You get that position. So this is the DK one. So Russell Wilson, our QB. Chris Carson. Miles Sanders. DK Metcalf. Justin Jefferson. Don't let me down, Mr. X. Don't let me down. Next one is CeeDee Lamb. Dalton Schultz at tight end. Jonathan Taylor, Thomas, and then Texans for cheap. So, enter that lineup in there. So, top tight end. So, if you just go to like tight ends and you look at this, this is basically just. This is a matchup tool, Logan Thomas, but again, 8 for 17, 63 yards, a touchdown. Drew Sample's cheaper, but if you want like the number one, you want to look at that. I mean, Travis Kelce, well, you said today, so it'd be the main slate. I mean, I like Higbee. I like him a lot. Dallas Goedert, I do like as well. Jonnu Smith, I think, is going to be super owned. But, I mean, he had 2 touchdowns last week. T.J. Hawkinson, I think Hawkinson could be the top one today based on the matchup, based on the over-under there. So. Do you guys have any other last-minute questions? Ertz is way too cheap. I mean, he is super cheap. Ertz is there as well. I feel like, yeah, so Goddard gets the usage, but Ertz price this feels like it could be a breakout day for Ertz. So I do like Ertz, basically on both FanDuel and DraftKings. So any other questions, guys? It was fun hour. I do hope if you haven't subscribe to the YouTube page, hit the bell notification so you guys know when we go live. Try to answer questions for you. Again, sign up on drafters.com, promo code Fantasy Team Advisors. If you deposit money there, you do get 50% back as a bonus cash. So check that out. So that being said, guys, if you do have questions, you can tweet at us at advisors_team. Try to answer those stardom sit 'em questions DFS wise as well. Good luck in week 3. The crazy thing is, I'll build my lineups up until kickoff, and then I'm already on to week number 4. I will be looking at the matchup tool. I will be looking at other ones. That's what's crazy. I'll be looking at other plays this week, and we'll be getting ready for week 4 already. So I can get most of the matchup tool done Monday-ish. Just obviously we don't have the Monday plays in there, and we can add it in there. So that's why I try to get it out Tuesday. We will definitely see, but check back every week, guys. Make sure when we go live, you can check back for any other information. Like I said, we have the free information, but you can sign up. If you sign up using the month pass for $34.99, use the coupon code FIRSTWORD for my daughter saying data for the first time. You're going to get half off the month. That's a month of all content, not just NFL. So every content we put out, that's that. With the year pass for $3.99, if you use promo code YEARPASS99, you're going to get a full year for $99. You're going to get $300 off. There are only 2 coupon codes left for the year pass, and there's only 5 coupon codes left for the month pass. So month pass, use promo code FIRSTWORD, you're going to get half off for a month. Year pass, use promo code YEARPASS99, you're going to get $300 off. First come, first serve, can't hold it for you. There's only 2 spots left there. So that being said, I'm going to jump off here. Throw out a couple of MLB GPP lineups just because it's a crazy day where everyone starts today. If all goes well, I will be a fantasy football champion and a fantasy baseball champion at the end of the day. I am currently up 11-1 in categories. So hopefully we get it there. So that's what I've got, guys. Good. I do like Trubisky, yes. I like Trubisky, and I like to pair him with David Montgomery and Allen Robinson. Just depends if you want to put those all in the same lineup or not. I do feel like the Bears will be behind against Atlanta, so definitely check that out. But again, anything can happen. We saw that last week. So that's what I've got for you guys. Any stardom, sit 'em questions, FanDuel questions, DraftKings questions, Drafters questions, you can follow us on social media. On Twitter, all you have to do is tell me. You don't have to tell me anything. Follow me on Twitter at advisors_team. So, good luck in week 3, guys, and get ready to come back for week 4. A lot of information to go over. A lot of information to go over. Good luck, guys. Let's bring home that bacon. Hopefully one of you, if you guys use our advice and you score big, feel free to come back and, tip me. I'll let you guys know. That's completely okay. You can send a super chat here in YouTube down below. You can hit that $ button. Help support the channel. Specifically, if you win $1 million, throw me a couple $100,000. Just kidding. But good luck, everyone. Hopefully this helped you out. If it did, make sure you follow us, and hopefully we help you out every week. So good luck this week and next week and the week after and every single week until you guys bring home that bacon. So thanks for checking it out. Thanks for being with us for an hour. Good luck to everybody. Have some fun out there. See you next week, guys. Peace.